Hello, everybody. It's Cafe Night, Creative Chat Cafe. We're about 8 minutes behind. We truly apologize. You keep hearing the same thing. Well, hey, we only can get better from this point forward, right? So it's Cafe Night, and tonight's going to be a great night because I have girlfriends joining me from all over the place. So we're going to welcome our co-host for tonight, Super Julie Braun, all the way from Seattle, Washington, and my other girlfriend, who is also half of the dynamic duo of Super Interns, Michelle Demers from Massachusetts. Woohoo! Welcome, ladies. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Yeah, we're super excited because I know you're the right team to talk to about building a team to match goals for the holiday season. Only because we truly believe, from my personal experience with working with the two of you, you've helped us work with many talents and build our team. So tonight at Creative Chat Cafe, if some of our audience are just tuning in, this is the show that help you to master your reach and also get more business using digital solutions and just to market your business online using affordable digital solutions, new media strategies, and then we also help you to overcome your fear of using everything digital, just like Google Hangouts on air. So my two girlfriends here, they're going to talk to us tonight about building a support team to match your goals for the holiday season. You're probably wondering why holiday season and why them? Because Julie and Michelle, they work with a team of talents all the time, and they know how crazy it gets during when it's closer to the end of the calendar year and people are getting crazy over the holiday season. You must be thinking, October holiday. Yeah, hello. Have you all not seen the Christmas and holiday specials already on commercials, right, Julie? Michelle, what's your take on that?
They have the Halloween stuff in July at the grocery store.
I know, so it's never too early to start, especially when you're working with a team, right, ladies?
Yeah, it's interesting because I originally come from a retail background.
There you go.
And the thing that we knew is the earlier you start, the sooner you're actually taking your competition out of the equation, because you're taking the dollars out of your customers' hands if they're spending money early with you first. So there's something really about that thought process, about thinking, start early, whether it's planning for your business, whether it's, getting your resources ranked up, whether it's getting your team together. But thinking about doing things earlier and sooner makes you more competitive and really does help your business quite a bit. So this topic is very timely.
Very great to hear that, because I totally forgot that you do have that retail background, and we'll get back to you, Julie. So Michelle, maybe you can also tell us a little bit, because for many of our audience, probably this is all new, the show is new. Maybe they've not heard of Super Interns. Can you probably give a little bit of snippet of what exactly Super Interns is, and maybe tell a bit of your story, how you were how was Super Interns established? How did you both ladies meet? So that's great.
Sure, I'll tell our story. So I met Julie back in, I think, 2006, 2007. Mm-hmm. We were two solopreneurs working from home doing business and marketing consulting. We met at a Chamber of Commerce event in New Haven, Connecticut. And when I found out that Julie had 6 interns working for her virtually from their homes on client projects, I thought, wow, this lady knows something that most people don't know. I mean, I never even knew that as a small business person that I could have an intern. I wouldn't know where to get one.
Me too.
Yeah, and even if I thought I could have one, I wouldn't know where to get them, what to do with them, and all of that. So I was so intrigued by her, and I said, you have something special here. You know how to do something that most people don't. And so Julie and I decided to join forces, and we took her methods and systems and tools that she used to work with interns, and we did research, and we got other experts to pitch in their thoughts, and we came up with the Super Intern system, which is our program. It's A to Z, soup to nuts, on everything you need to know to get an intern and work with them and grow a business. And now we've been doing it for 4 or 5 years, and so I've learned a lot from my partner, Super Julie, in and building these intern programs. It's amazing. We've had hundreds of businesses work with us, and thousands of interns over the last several years, and lots of good work going on out there.
So that means we did ask the right people to come on the show and talking about, how to build that team, especially how to manage it, because many of us, especially solopreneurs, small business owners, we sometimes work with teams virtually, and we may not be in the same town, right? Just like you and Julie are. And I think, folks, so if you're watching us tonight, what we're going to talk in the next 5 minutes is just to get to know about, Super Interns, their company, how they have built their team, and then we're going to talk about a little bit of the tools that they use to help them, manage the team, so that this could be your tip and strategy that could probably help you, be a little bit more stressful in managing your team towards this holiday season and towards the end of the year. So, Julie, let me ask you this. In managing your team, right? I mean, you probably have, how many team members do you have right now that you work with?
We're somewhere in the neighborhood, and this sounds horrible, so please forgive me and understand that when you have as many people coming in and out of your business, you do lose track from day to day.
Yeah.
We're somewhere around 30 interns.
Wow.
Who are working solely on Super Interns.
Right.
And they're working on very high level, incredible, viable, vibrant work. They're not fetching us coffee. They're not cleaning the filing cabinet. They are working on building our business.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. What is your process? I mean, the team, you, Michelle, what's your process to kind of help your team stay focused, especially with goals, especially working with a big team? I'm sure our audience are asking, like, how do they manage those team of talents? I can't even keep one. And Erica's probably smiling over there. So, folks, I'm so sorry, but I forgot to introduce, Erica over there. I know you've seen her here, but I just want to say hi, Erica. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you.
Hi, Erica.
So yeah, what's the process? I mean, it's one thing to manage one person. Here you have a team of 30. I mean, it's mind-boggling. So what's your process?
Well, in the beginning, every time that we get a new intern on board, we have them go through this process where we really don't even need to meet them for a week because they're doing a lot of administrative work. They're setting up their email account. They are liking us on Facebook. They're making our website their homepage.
Right.
So they're doing a lot of that stuff before we even spend time with them. And what this demonstrates to us as well is it shows us they're going to be a great intern, or ooh, they're going to need some help, because depending upon how quickly they come on board and they go through our orientation, that kind of demonstrates the sort of intern that they're going to be. It's kind of a little bit of a foreshadowing, as it were. Once when they come on board, go ahead.
But I think that also pretty much applies. I know you work with a huge pool of team of talents, but I think that also applies. That same rule applies to any business owner out there who's thinking of building a team. Correct?
Absolutely. Sometimes we get a slow starter, and quite frankly, I'm a slow starter. I didn't get great grades in school. I've always taken a little bit longer to understand things. It could also be because I'm a little stubborn.
We all have with that.
Yeah. But the slow starters, when we bring them on board, we identify that very quickly, and then that allows us to help them and see what their potential is. So after the first week of administrative stuff, the next week I meet with them for an hour. This hour, we're teaching them how to write their own agenda, how to have a meeting, conduct a meeting, lead a meeting. We tell them more about the business and the big picture.
Right.
It's really important for whether it's an intern or an employee or a business partner, it's really important that those people understand why.
Yeah.
And when we get all of that wrapped up, we give them the first assignment. Their first assignment usually takes them about 10 hours,
right.
which then takes them to the next week.
I see.
The next week, we are starting to chunk down a little bit more. We're giving them more stuff to do, but we're spending less time with them. And before you know it, they are now rotating between an individual meeting for 15 minutes or a half hour. So the next week, they're on a team meeting where there's 5, 8, even 10 people on one phone call.
Right.
And so that makes us very effective. And
I'm sure those are great tips that even anybody who's working with any team of any size could use that same strategy that you've used, that same process.
Yeah, because, as they become the expert in their area, then we have to spend less time with them because what they're doing is they're actually telling us what to do.
Absolutely.
And both Super Michelle and myself are pretty obedient when an intern will say, I think we should do this, and we, really understand because they know more than us and they share the information with us, it becomes easy for us to say, okay, we'll do that. And our meetings get shorter and shorter, and it's very effective.
That's all great process, and I think it's very important, people, for you audience out there, need to understand, if you're thinking it's the holiday season, I'm going to get flustered, I'm going to, don't know how to manage my team, these ladies here are going to give you great tips tonight. And Michelle, I don't know what Super Intern does towards the end of the year. Do you, do you use this period to actually increase sales, or do you use this time to plan for the new years, to attract new clients? What's usually your process as Super Interns towards the last few months of the year?
Yeah. Well, because we're not a retail business, our business actually slows down between Thanksgiving and New Year's, because everyone else is out shopping. So it's actually a great time for us to work with our team to be planning what's going to be happening in the new year and the first half of the following year. The interesting thing and the challenge is that while it's never too late for anyone to start an intern program or get an intern team going, or a team of any kind for that matter, you do need that lead time. Right. So actually, what we try to convey to the employers that we're in talks with, or the people that are in our spheres, if they're thinking about getting started with interns, a lot of them think, well, let me wait until January to start thinking about it. And we're saying, no, actually, putting your team together in the fall to be ready to hit the ground running in January is great. Now, if you're just totally swamped and you have to focus on your holiday season because your business model is that you're busy at that time of year and you just can't think of it, then, you could get started in January. But the sooner you could start, the better. So for us, getting back to what we do, it's a really good planning time. We're winding some interns down. We're bringing on others to get them trained and up and running for the new year. It's a good strategic planning time for us. So that just happens to be the nature of our business.
I think for many of you folks out there, that's where you have to think, because sometimes people think the holiday season, it's, oh my God, I don't have to do my business, and then they're doing sales promotions, and they're forgetting about their team that they could actually get the support from to actually keep things together. But sometimes they totally forget how to manage them. So I know Julie and Michelle, you both use one specific tool to help you kind of keep your team together, because if you're dealing with 30 people, that's 30 schedules, right? So is there a solution or a tool that you use at Super Interns that kind of help you save money and time in just managing your team?
Yeah, Steph, we actually use two tools. I mean, we use a lot of tools, but the two that we use a lot that have helped us save time, save energy, one of them is called Schedule Once.
And what is Schedule Once?
It's an online scheduler, and our entire team uses it.
Oh yeah, here's Erica. She's got the Schedule Once up too. Yay! So yeah, go ahead and finish your conversation. Erica's just going to put this up so that she's going to just scroll up and down while Julie talks about it.
Great. So the thing about Schedule Once that we love is that we're starting to teach our interns, our entire team, that time is important. And they all have their schedules on there. They have their times that they're available. That's kind of how it works, that you can see when people are available.
Right.
And then they schedule time with each other. They actually are the ones who are responsible for pulling together the team meetings. I don't set up the team meetings. Each one of them takes a turn. And so they're learning how to pull together a team meeting. They're learning how to write an agenda for the entire team. They're learning how to lead that entire team, because I don't lead the team meetings. Each intern takes a turn.
So how much is the cost of this? I'm sorry, but I'm sure our audience would want to know the cost of this tool, because one of the features of our show, we always like to share like affordable solutions. So is this something that our audience can afford? Is there a free version to it, or is there?
It absolutely is something they can afford. They have a free version.
Okay.
You can sign up. They say for 2 weeks on their trial. But even after the 2 weeks, you can continue using their free service.
Oh, there you go.
It's great for everybody. We have a premium account because we do a lot of scheduling for interviews, when we interview interns for our clients, when we schedule time with our clients, that sort of thing. Right. And even the premium is relatively affordable. It's based upon users. So that would be something that you should check in with them, because I'm not sure, what that cost is, but it is affordable.
That is really good.
Yeah, we love it. It has saved us, me personally, it has saved me hundreds of hours of time of scheduling.
I'm sure. Especially like, hey, when do you have some time? I don't know. Here's my link. Hey, and going back and forth in the email. So this is a really smart tool, and I think sometimes people don't think about it. Erica, does this feature have something like for the salons and spas or something like that? Do you know, Michelle, do you know, Julie, if they have any other, they do have other businesses too. So that means for any one of you out there who actually work with clients, you have a client-based business or customers that, just like what Michelle and Julie are using it for their business to, work with their team, or also if they have clients, all the clients have to do is, you said, go to a link and book it, right, Julie?
Yeah, they just click right on our online scheduler. They're taken there. They get to choose the time that works for them.
Okay.
And then we just show up.
Oh, that's awesome. That's super awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And I think you said one more. What's the other one, Julie?
The other one that we use predominantly is Basecamp. And Basecamp is an online management portal. It's a collaborative tool. It's where all of our interns have their own project space. It's where all of their work lives. It's where we do our timekeeping. So we know, is an intern at 40 hours or 120. It's where they check in and check out. It's where their agendas live. And we even have project spaces set up for the team so they can communicate together in different ways. There's a
And that
messaging.
sounds, sorry, but that surely sounds like that's a great process and system to have, so that, if you have a goal set for, say, if they want to have a goal set for the holidays or probably towards the end of the year, so everybody gets to see the goal and kind of work towards it.
Yeah, you can set it up in so many different ways. I mean, we use it specific to our business. So we have a very specific way that we've tooled it, not only for our interns, but also our clients. All of our clients are managed on our Basecamp. And there's a lot of other systems out there. Zeph, I know that you're a huge fan of Podio, and we use Podio too for other aspects of our business. I think the major message here is, if you were planning on working virtually, if you were working from a home-based business, or even if you aren't, if you're working with multiple people and they're not coming into an office space every day, then you need an online tool. And it will save you, again, the time, the energy, the money of going back and forth and emails and, oh my gosh, I never got that file. It just makes it so much simpler.
I think people who have never worked virtually before are trying to learn this, and I think they cannot grasp the concept if they don't know. Like, some people are so used to going to the office and all they do is sit at the computer, turn it on, and they think that's work. There's a new way of working now, folks. It's called the virtual working world. So this is some of the tools that you can use to kind of manage your team, and you got to try it out. And I know does Basecamp have a free version too?
Yes, Basecamp has a free version where you can get it for free for, I think their trial is 60 days.
That's
so
awesome.
You get to test. Yeah, and I don't even think they take a credit card. I mean, I think they just right off the top, trial it for 60, or they might take a credit card, but they don't charge you at all if you decide you don't want to use it. But Zeph, you said something very interesting. You said people go into an office and they sit in front of a computer. This is what I don't understand. Why do people feel like they have to drive to an office to sit in front of a computer when their computer is already in their home?
Exactly.
You can do the same exact work.
Exactly.
You can be more productive.
Exactly.
You can save time and energy on, gas and car costs and travel time. And even the environment is a better place if you're working from home. So,
exactly. And recently in, I think it was on NBC, they did, I can't remember, it was 60 Minutes or whichever one of the channel, there was a documentary about the working life. And this is so funny you brought that up because, many people right now, even corporate companies, are actually allowing their teams to work from home. And what they've found from their studies, that their employees actually perform much better from home, and the employees don't mind working long hours because they're in their comfort zone. They are more productive, and you're absolutely right. And this is what we've been telling some of our clients and customers too. I mean, if you can save some time, right? Just wake up. You don't even have to wash your face if you don't want to brush your teeth. You can just be productive from the get-go, and don't even worry about paying $4 a gallon of gas. And you're absolutely right. Everybody's comfortable working from home. You can be more productive. So which part of this working from home do you like, Michelle?
I like being able to take these off and go to bed in about 1 minute.
I know, right?
And I like the fact that
coffee as we please, right?
I like the fact that you guys don't know that I'm wearing my pajamas right now.
You know what I've been telling Erica? Wasn't that what I've been telling everybody? So, folks, during our team meeting, we always have this early morning meeting, sometimes weekly, and I always tell our talents, this is one internship. You don't really have to worry about brushing your teeth or if you're in your underwear. You can have a very productive meeting, And they go like, oh, you're so absolutely right. So, folks, in building a support team, during the holiday season, if you're really considering to build your team and manage your team with a little bit less stress, because the holidays is going to just pack on a little bit of stress for you. So here are some great options. I mean, Julie and Michelle shared with us some tips about, using Schedule Bonds, Basecamp, and there's a lot of other tools out there that you can use. So before we go, do we have any questions, Chelsea? I'm sorry, Erica, from anywhere? Because if they don't, I actually have a question.
No, but I'm checking. So you can ask your question first.
All right, Michelle, one more thing about keeping the team together, because I know you're right there in Massachusetts, right? And Julie's now in Seattle, right? How do you both keep things together just among yourself, because you both run a team, manage a team. How do you both keep up with one another? I mean, managing the two of you itself.
Yeah. Well, Julie and I have a beautiful partnership, match made in heaven, I guess you would say. Because, and the way our business is designed is that we are able to really segment off our responsibilities, where Julie takes her part of the business and runs with it. I take my part of the business and run with it. We both trust each other's business decisions. And so, honestly, we run our company with about 2 to 2.5 hours a week of us communicating with each other directly in meetings, just her and I. But then the rest of the time, we're off to the races and doing our own stuff. So I think part of it is just, good partnership, good chemistry and communication between us just naturally, but also the things that are implementable for anyone that helps us succeed is our processes and procedures. We're very process oriented. We're very, we do step 1, then we go to step 2, and we go to step 3. And so being that way, it keeps us in check all the time. So we're not kind of going off on tangents all the time. We know what we're doing. We do step 1, then we do step 2. And that's not to say that sometimes we don't want to, go off a little bit, but
that's just human, right? I mean, that's just human, right? If we don't do that, we're just not human. So it's true. And thank you, ladies, for sharing those tips, because I think many people are still a little bit in a daze as to when we talk. That's why we started Creative Chat Cafe, because whenever I go out there networking, people are always in a daze when I say, hey, do you use any kind of digital solutions or online solutions? And they look at me like I just arrived from Mars. And I said, would you rather really get up in the morning at 4 and meet a client that is 2 hours away, when you can just get up at 7 in the morning, get productive, get on the computer, right? Do a hangout call like this, and then do your Schedule Once calendar to book the appointments? Wouldn't you rather do that? Because I feel that would be helping us be a little bit more, productive and increase our performance, because we're already less stressful at that time. So, both of you ladies shared really, really great tips on, how our audience can really build their support team to kind of match their goals for the holiday season. So the most important thing that you folks out there need to remember, when you build a support team, if you have a goal for the holiday season, whatever that may be, it could probably to increase your sales, create marketing campaigns to get more business during the holiday seasons, or you're just planning to kind of, use the last 3 months, 4 months of the year to really plan, like Julie and Michelle, planning for the year next year. Whatever you decide to do and whatever your business calls for, it is very important to always keep your support team together. Don't ever forget them, because they're the ones, who help you get to where your goals, achieve your goals. They make it a lot easier. So if you feel a little bit flustered, reach out. And I think one of the biggest things many of us forget is delegating, right? Am I right, Julie, on this? Because we forget.
We do. The one thing that bubbled up for me when Super Michelle was chatting about the trust factor and all of that, I really am so grateful to have her as my business partner, and I don't get a chance to say that enough. And especially, I like to say it when I have an audience. But, beyond our friendship and our relationship and the trust factor, when you work virtually, it actually makes you better.
Yes.
Because I think you know that you don't have 8 hours in an office to stop and chat and to, maybe talk about a problem. You've got to cram everything into a short window. And that makes you incredibly productive.
Absolutely.
It really has you get to the heart of your business, your problems, your strategies. Every company that we've worked with that has been a traditional in the office, on-site kind of company, when they've worked with us closely and we've helped them with virtual interns, they have completely changed their entire business, and they've done it in almost no time at all. And they've realized, they're like, oh my gosh, I used to spend hours commuting, going to visit clients, spending time in front of them, and not really doing deals. And there's such a difference when you are working productively from home or wherever you are. You're scheduling things one after another. Today I think I've got probably 20 or 30 meetings that I've had today. There's no way I could have ever done that if I ran my business the old-fashioned way.
Right.
So, Zeph, you really are onto something, and we want to commend you for kind of ushering in what this new way of thinking. For us, we've been doing it for a while, so it's not that new, but we meet people all the time, and they're just like, oh my gosh, when do I get started? And we say, get started today.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I know we're almost out of time, but here's what I want to leave you, our audience, our awesome audience out there. Usually after our Creative Chat Cafe shows, we bring our conversations, post-show conversations and discussions, because it's almost impossible for us to take 30 minutes and talk about everything under the scope of building a support team to match your goals for the holiday season. It's almost impossible. So we like to take our post-show discussions into our Google Plus community. It's called Creative Chat Cafe Community. You can get it from our Google Plus Entrepreneurs at Soar page, all right? So we're going to have more discussions there, and of course we'll share what Michelle and Julie has shared about Schedule 1, and we'll give you some tips, do some screenshots, and you can try them out, and then we'll put some information about Basecamp too. And then if you have any questions, if Michelle is there or Julie is there in the community, you can kind of reach out to them. So folks, I'm going to leave you all tonight before we close tonight. I think these are really 3 simple tips to kind of think about how you can build your own support team that will help you reach your goals for the holiday, right? I think number 1, make sure you're working with the right people who understands, your business and could help you reach your goals. It's important to have that right fit. Number 2, I think you must consider now in this new economy especially, consider working virtually, because really, think about this. You know how the TV anchors go to work? You never know what's beyond their waist, right? Really, hello, even they're in their pajamas, you really don't care, but they're really great. They're doing a great job. They're being productive. So consider that. That's just a way for, I know our team does this because it's a little bit less stressful, and I think that's why Julie and Michelle too have chosen to work virtually, because they actually are more productive this way, increase their performance and all that stuff. And number 3, I think you must learn to delegate and manage your time appropriately towards the end of the year, because before you know it, the holiday season, it comes and go like this, right? And then if you don't plan now for the holiday season, you won't have the right time to create your promotional campaigns or even plan for the new year. So folks, those are my 3 tips for tonight, and until the next episode of Creative Chat Cafe, we want to thank our co-hosts tonight, Super Julie and also Super Michelle from for Super Interns. I'm going to show you real quick my screen. This is their website, okay, and then you can go to their website. It's called superinterns.com, and then you can see Super Julie and Super Michelle right there in their cave, ready to take on the world. So if you have any questions, they have their Facebook page and all that stuff, that good social media, a way for you to connect with them. So please feel free to reach out to them. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Erica, Michelle, Julie, for joining us tonight. Mugs up. Have a great night. We're catching our Z's. Have a great night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you.